Hey man, it's Mike Chang from the Sixpack Shortcuts channel.
And you might know him as the guy trainers hate.
Hey, what's up, Sixpack Shortcutters?
Once known as the original fitness YouTuber, to some, he was regarded the greatest YouTube fitness coach of all time.
Nowhere on YouTube is goal-oriented exercise more embodied than in Sixpack Shortcuts.
My next guest says that a good workout only has to last 60 seconds.
To others, he's the most notorious.
Are you tired of being skinny? Do you want to get a ripped body?
Sometimes I'm so confused listening to Mike Chang, I'm about to lose my mind.
This guy made some ridiculous content when it came to exercises and supplements.
People like him deserve to be in jail.
So what could he have possibly have done to get such a reaction? And what happened to Sixpack Shortcuts?
Mike is a six-pack coach, and we're going to make a video for you guys. And he's actually maybe one of the only six-pack coaches on YouTube who actually has a six-pack himself. How crazy is that?
In 2009, Dan Rose and Mike Chang founded Sixpack Shortcuts. There were plenty of fitness coaches, but this was different. Mike Chang was promising a shortcut using a new site called YouTube.
Today's topic, the 3 keys to building a big ass chest.
He was a likable guy, giving fitness tips and follow-along workouts for free. What's not to like?
5 minutes, that's all it takes. So, no excuses this time.
And as a result, his following exploded. He was giving tips everywhere from ab workouts to dieting mistakes to avoid. And within just a few years, he had millions of subscribers and was collaborating with the likes of Terry Crews.
If you want the arms like this, you want some pythons hanging out right here, you gotta check out sixpackshortcuts.com.
He was even invited onto the Steve Harvey show.
Please welcome personal trainer and founder of Sixpack Shortcuts, Mr. Mike Chang.
Sixpack Shortcuts. Sounds too good to be true, right? It was a bold promise, but could Mike Chang deliver? In 2010, their website started out modest, but over the years, the marketing became more aggressive, with many calling it deceptive. The first issue being the transformation photos. Perhaps a less than fair comparison.
Now without further ado, I'm going to show you how I went from this physique to this physique in less than 5 hours. Once again, the transformation pictures that I showed you guys have no reflection really on this video. Yeah, I don't want to get sued.
Next up were his unfounded claims that scientists in China had discovered the secret to getting abs. This eventually escalated to some pretty shocking ads.
There is a silent killer inside of you right now. Over 69.2% of men suffer from this condition. High blood pressure, diabetes, a stroke that could permanently paralyze you, a fatal heart attack, and finally, brutally painful and deadly cancers. And this silent killer doesn't just increase your risk of a painful death, it also makes it much more likely that you'll suffer from one of the most humiliating conditions a man can ever have: erectile dysfunction.
Buy my program or you're going to be impotent, or die of excruciating cancer. It's an interesting pitch, right? Their ads were so extreme, they're eventually banned from YouTube for being misleading, but they did get their channel restored.
We really want to thank AdWords Support for helping us get back into compliance real quickly, getting us back up.
Promoting Sixpack Shortcuts legally was no easy task, and a lot of people suspected Mike of taking enhancements. So in one video, Mike seemingly decides to open up about the allegations.
I hate to admit it, it is what it is, but I've been cheating. Another big reason why I'm able to burn my belly fat and get six-pack abs year-round is because of what I'm taking.
Except, if you go to the website, it was just an advert for his pre-workout. Mike was a marketing menace. There was ultimately one infamous ad that would change everything.
I got something to tell you that might shock you. I actually eat like a pig.
This advert would play before YouTube videos like this.
If you look at people who have accomplished incredible things, it's been because they had realistic goals and a long-term, consistent plan to achieve it.
Fitness trainers did in fact now hate him, but not for the reasons they'd have hoped, and so the parody videos begin.
I eat 1 trillion calories a day. I still stay ripped. You gotta go to my website if you want to know these mystical secrets. Alright?
The first component is our patented abdominal insertion grid. Simply attach the trans-oblique tightening bands to the abdominal insertion grid. Wrap them around your torso and connect on the other side.
Hey, what's up guys? The Sixpack Shortcut system really works.
Now you're ready to slip on that sexy lycra shirt and show off those new ripped abs.
You don't want to rest, you want to keep the heart rate up, menstrual cycle real hot, real hot.
Congratulations, Mike.
To be fair, some of his content was ridiculous to say the least.
This exercise is called a 3-position towel roll.
Really good exercise when you don't have any weights to do, and also very, very good for building detail. Perfect. And you can probably see the contraction dance back.
And there was no way he was getting away with it.
And when you get stronger, you can use curtains, bathrobes, or other household fabrics.
Mike's fans would label these people as jealous of his success, but most of these people were passionate fitness creators, giving free advice, who just wanted to help their audience avoid falling for misinformation. But regardless of what anyone was saying, Mike's formula worked. Within a few years, Sixpack Shortcuts were making close to $13 million a year. On one hand, there were some positives.
Mike Chang did motivate many people to get active.
But on the other, the misinformation and morally questionable marketing led a lot of people down the wrong path. The claims that he, and only he, had Chinese secrets that made it ridiculously easy to get a six-pack. This is what magnified people's annoyance when he promoted some pretty ridiculous fitness advice.
I'm gonna show you a simple exercise, and this is called the overhead squat.
Okay.
And this exercise actually works your legs, but it's good for burning belly fat.
The use of proprietary blends in their supplements, where they don't disclose the amount of each ingredient, perhaps to hide their specific formula from competitors, but more often than not,
it's simply done to cut down production costs by allowing the company to intentionally underdose a certain percentage of the ingredients, with the understanding that the average supplement buyer isn't going to know the difference either way.
While many wanted to see him fall out of jealousy for his success, which does suck, there were some very valid criticisms centered around the ethics of the marketing. But Mike had a money printing formula, a marketing machine. He had already survived the wrath of YouTube and the fitness community. Surely there was no stopping him now. To the distress of the YouTube fitness scene, in 2015, Mike Chang disappeared from Sixpack Shortcuts, only to resurface on a new channel under the name Mike Chang. This time, his content was a little different.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you could say Mike changed. He sold his share of the company for millions of dollars to take a more spiritual path.
Sixpack Shortcuts was like everything to me.
But after delving into psychedelics and spirituality, he had a life-changing moment.
I was at an event, and through a chain of reactions and all this stuff, I experienced a level of happiness that was so high. But all I know is it was so good that instantly I knew that nothing in my life was more important than what I was experiencing. And I didn't know what the heck was going on. I'm being totally honest with you guys, man. That's why I left, because I had to go and find out.
Mike had made his millions and was now on a more spiritual path. But what would happen to Sixpack Shortcuts? Despite how animated the new guys were, people wanted to see one person and his trusty sidekick. Besides, the fitness industry were catching on to the sketchy promise of Sixpack Shortcuts.
Guys, we're shutting down Sixpack Shortcuts. This channel is about to begin a new era, and we are announcing some really exciting changes that will make our channel much better for you guys moving forward.
They tried to rebrand from Sixpack Shortcuts to Sixpack Abs to sound less hacky, but ultimately, Mike was the reason people watched. So slowly, the views died off, with their latest video posted over a year ago with 0 comments. Mike remains a likable, positive guy, but ultimately, if you search his name, it's shrouded in controversy, and he regrets the aggressiveness of the marketing. Sure, he would have made less short-term money by being more honest with his marketing, but perhaps his legacy would have been much greater today, as with the company.
If you do your fans dirty, it's not going to end up well in the long term.
The rise and fall of Sixpack Shortcuts is a reminder of the importance of sustainability in fitness, and a reminder to question shortcuts. At least now there's absolutely no way that anyone would make the same mistake again, right?